You're in a crowded room, a busy coffee shop, a work function, a party buzzing with noise and movement. And you feel it. That unmistakable, persistent pressure on the side of your face, the back of your head, the space around you. You glance up, casually, and there he is. His eyes lock onto yours. He looks away, quickly, pretending to be interested in a painting on the wall or his phone. But a minute later, when you sneak another look, his gaze is right back on you. It's not a casual glance. It's a stare, a deep, almost consuming look. If he can't stop looking at you, psychology says this isn't just a coincidence. It's a complex dance of unconscious impulses, biological imperatives, and unspoken communication. Let's first dismantle the most romantic, and often the most assumed, reason. Attraction. Of course, it can be that. But it's not as simple as he likes what he sees. The psychology behind it is far more primal. It begins with the ancient, limbic part of our brain, the part that operates on instinct. When we see something we find deeply appealing, whether it's a stunning landscape, a delicious meal, or a person who captivates us, our brain releases a cocktail of neurochemicals. Dopamine, the molecule of motivation and reward, starts to flow. This isn't just about pleasure, it's about anticipation. His gaze is a physical manifestation of this internal reward-seeking system. You have become the focus of a potential reward. His brain is essentially telling him, pay attention, this is important, this might feel good. He can't stop looking because, on a chemical level, he's getting a tiny, intermittent hit of dopamine every time he does. Looking at you feels like a step towards a potential prize. This is also tied to something called orienting response. It's a hardwired reflex where we automatically direct our attention to something new, threatening, or potentially beneficial in our environment. You have triggered this response so powerfully that his attention is being pulled back to you, almost against his will. His conscious mind might be saying, don't stare, it's rude. But his older, more primitive brain is shouting, watch, assess, understand. But attraction isn't just chemical, it's also physiological. When we are attracted to someone, our pupils often dilate. It's an autonomic response, meaning we have no conscious control over it. Our pupils widen to let in more light, allowing us to take in more visual information about the person who has captured our interest. So, if he can't stop looking at you, and you were close enough to see, you might notice his pupils are large and dark, even in well-lit rooms. He is literally trying to see more of you. His body is trying to gather every possible data point. Now, let's move from the primal to the social and psychological. A prolonged gaze is a powerful form of nonverbal communication, and it sends several distinct signals, depending on the context. The first is simple curiosity. You have piqued his interest. Perhaps it's something you're wearing, the way you laugh, the confident way you carry yourself, or a conversation he overheard. Humans are naturally curious creatures, and we stare at things that are novel or intriguing. You are an enigma he is trying to solve. His repeated looks are his way of gathering clues, piecing together the puzzle of who you are. He might be trying to read your mood, your intentions, or simply understand what makes you different from everyone else in the room. Another powerful psychological driver is the desire for connection. Eye contact is one of the most fundamental ways humans build rapport and intimacy. Studies have shown that mutual gaze can synchronize brain activity between two people, a phenomenon known as neural coupling. When he looks at you, he is, on a very basic level, attempting to initiate a connection. He is sending a silent signal. I see you. I am here. He is hoping that you will look back, that you will acknowledge the signal and return it, creating a momentary bubble of shared understanding in the crowded room. This unspoken bid for connection is a vulnerable act. His repeated glances are a series of tiny, silent questions. Do you see me too? This can also be a display of dominance or assessment. In the animal kingdom, a prolonged stare is often a challenge. While in human social settings, it's usually more nuanced, a fixed, unbreaking gaze can be a way of asserting presence. He might be trying to gauge your confidence, to see if you will hold his gaze or look away. In a competitive environment, like a business setting, this kind of looking can be a way of sizing you up, trying to read your strengths and weaknesses. It's not necessarily about attraction in a romantic sense, but about power dynamics. He's trying to understand if you are a threat, an ally, or a subordinate. But what about the times when the look isn't warm or curious, but cold, intense, or even unsettling? Psychology has insights here, too. If the gaze feels possessive, obsessive, or angry, it can stem from deeper, more problematic places. A person with narcissistic traits, for example, might stare as a way of objectifying you. You are not a person to connect with, but a resource to be acquired, a reflection of their own desirability. The stare is about ownership, not intimacy. Similarly, someone who is socially anxious or on the autism spectrum might hold a gaze for too long or at inappropriate moments, not because of malintent, but because they struggle with the nuanced, unspoken rules of social eye contact. They may not know how to look away without feeling rude, or they might be so focused on trying to appear normal that their gaze becomes fixed and intense. Context is the master key that unlocks the true meaning behind the gaze. Let's break down a few scenarios. The stranger across the room. This is the classic scenario. You know no one. He knows no one. The repeated looks here are almost pure information gathering and attraction assessment. It's the orienting response in its rawest form. He's likely asking himself, who is she? Is she with someone? Should I go talk to her? His looks are testing the waters, seeing if you reciprocate, looking for an invitation. A slight smile from you, a holding of his gaze for just a second too long, is the green light he's searching for. The workplace glance. This is a minefield of nuance. A colleague who can't stop looking at you could be experiencing any of the things we've discussed: attraction, curiosity, a desire for connection. But in a professional context, it can also be about competition. Is he looking at you during a meeting because he values your opinion, or because he sees you as a rival for a promotion? Is he trying to read your reaction to a presentation? The power dynamics here are crucial. A gaze from a superior can feel very different from a gaze from a peer. It's essential to pay attention to your own gut feeling in these situations. Does the attention feel respectful, or does it feel invasive and uncomfortable? The look from an ex or a past partner. This is one of the most emotionally charged gazes. If an ex can't stop looking at you, it's a whirlwind of unresolved feelings. It could be regret, longing, nostalgia, or even a desire for reconciliation. He is looking at you and seeing not just who you are now, but the ghost of your shared past. He might be comparing the person in front of him to the memory he holds. This gaze is often heavy, laden with subtext and unspoken words. It's a look that tries to answer the question, what if? The intimate partner's gaze. When a long-term partner can't stop looking at you, it often speaks to a deep, sustained attachment. The initial dopamine rush of new attraction has faded, replaced by the warm, secure glow of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. His gaze in this context is one of fondness, familiarity, and love. He is looking at you and seeing his home, his safety, his history. It's a gaze of quiet admiration, a reaffirmation of his choice. In these moments, he's not just seeing your face. He's seeing the shared life you've built together. So, you've identified the look. You felt its weight. The next question is, what does it mean for you? How should you interpret it? And more importantly, how should you respond? The first and most important step is to check in with your own intuition. Your gut feeling is a powerful radar system picking up on countless microsignals you aren't even consciously aware of. His body language, the tension in his face, the energy he's projecting. Do you feel flattered, intrigued, and safe? Or do you feel uneasy, objectified, and watched? Your emotional and physical response is your most valuable data point. Trust it. If it feels wrong, it probably is. If you feel comfortable and curious, you can engage in a little nonverbal experimentation. The next time you catch him looking, don't immediately look away. Hold his gaze for a second and offer a small, subtle smile. Then, gracefully break the connection by looking down or to the side. This is a classic, low-risk signal of receptiveness. You've acknowledged his look and responded positively without being overly aggressive. Watch what happens next. Does he take the invitation and approach you? Does he smile back and then find a reason to wander over? Or does he look away, startled, and not look back? His reaction to your subtle signal will tell you almost everything you need to know. You can also use the triangle technique. Instead of a direct, potentially intense eye lock, let your gaze travel from one of his eyes to the other and then down to his mouth and back up. This fleeting glance at the lips is a powerful, almost subconscious signal of romantic interest. It mimics the natural eye movement of someone who is anticipating a kiss. If you do this and then see him do it in return, the mutual attraction is likely strong. If, however, the attention is unwanted, your response should be different. The most effective tool is to deny the connection. Do not meet his gaze. If you accidentally do, offer no smile, no change in expression. Your face should be a neutral, uninteresting wall. People who stare are seeking a reaction, whether it's validation, fear, or engagement. By giving them nothing, you remove the reward. You become a closed door. If the behavior persists and makes you uncomfortable, do not hesitate to remove yourself from the situation or enlist help. Your sense of safety is paramount. Ultimately, the phenomenon of a man who can't stop looking at you is a window into the profound complexity of human connection. It's a behavior that straddles the line between our ancient biology and our modern social selves. It can be the first, silent chapter of a love story, a moment of professional assessment, a painful echo of a past relationship, or a signal that requires caution. The look itself is just the beginning. It's a question mark hanging in the air between you. The meaning isn't found in his eyes alone, but in the context that surrounds you both, in the energy he projects, and most importantly, in the wisdom of your own reaction. That pull you feel, that magnetic tension, is the silent, powerful, and often uncontrollable force of human psychology in action. He may not be able to stop looking, and now you have a deeper understanding of the silent story his eyes are trying to tell.